Hi everyone, and welcome to my top 5 fall spots that you need to check out this year on your fall adventure. Just so you know, these are in no particular order. I have personally visited all of these, so I can vouch for them and say that they are absolutely incredible and will make for some amazing pictures. At number 1, we have Sleepy Hollow Farm. Sleepy Hollow Farm is a privately owned farm in Woodstock, Vermont that offers a very picturesque landscape for some amazing pictures. You've definitely seen this farm on Instagram before, as a lot of fall and adventure type Instagram pages love to share photos from this location, and you've probably seen a good deal of influencers go here and take their fall, autumn, orangey pictures that everybody loves. Like I said, this is a privately owned farm, so please respect people's privacy and don't be like these people on the screen right now who have ventured past the front gate and have gone onto their property to take pictures. All you need to do is just zoom in a little bit or go up to the fence and get your picture. There's no need to go beyond the fence and be on these people's property. Although it's a very big tourist attraction, just please respect these people's privacy and observe at a safe distance and just take in the absolute beauty and how lucky these people are to be on such a beautiful plot of land. And number 2 on the list, we have Hancock Overlook. Hancock Overlook is a very scenic overlook that you can just drive right up to, and it offers a switchback, so if you put your drone up you can get some really cool pictures like this one I got last year. One word of advice: get there early. I was there at 7 o'clock in the morning. I drove through clouds because of how high up I was, but I was there before almost anybody else, so I didn't need to worry about parking. I was able to park right in the parking lot there, but as it gets on in the day and as it gets busier, people park all up along the switchback, so just please be careful if you're going later in the day. If you got a drone, this is the perfect spot for it. Put it up, but just be careful because there are some regulations about how high you can fly. You didn't hear it from me, but I went a little bit higher for that shot that I just showed you. So just be cautious and be careful about your laws, and so that you're just staying legal when you're flying. One tip that I did for that picture that I just showed you is I did a vertical panorama. So I started at the bottom and I went picture, 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 all the way up until my drone stopped, so I could get the beautiful mountain range that's in the background and just kind of add in just a little bit more into the picture. So on to number 3 on the list, we have Artist's Bluff. Now this is a very popular location, and again, just like Sleepy Hollow, you've probably seen this all around Instagram or YouTube or wherever because a lot of people go here. It is an amazing overlook that offers great views. There's a lake below it. I believe it's called Echo Lake. And there's a road and mountains, and there's I think there's a ski area off on the right. So just an absolutely beautiful location. So there's a parking lot that you can go to. You'll find it on the map. And I believe it's for that ski resort / lake. I was okay with parking there. If I remember correctly, there were signs that saying that it's just for the lake / ski resort, if I'm remembering correctly. However, I was perfectly fine. All you need to do is go across the road, find the trail. It's a little bit up the road. You'll see if you go there, and you hike. It's a surprisingly difficult hike, and I went when it was very early in the morning. It's going to be a theme, so I could get to places before people did. And I went there very early in the morning after it just rained, so it was very slippery. So if you experience similar conditions, just be cautious because it's not a super easy hike. Number 4 on this list is Crawford's Notch State Park. This area is probably the most beautiful place that I've ever visited in my entire life. You are flanked by Mount Washington on one side and mountains on the other side, and you are in this huge valley with a winding, beautiful road with autumn foliage on all sides of you, with a train that actually goes through, which I'm going to get to in a minute. So this road is a lot of fun to, one, drive on, and two, take pictures of. Again, sticking with the theme of like my drone friends, this is a great opportunity to pop your drone up and get whatever kind of pictures you want of top-down view, or showing off the mountains, or maybe just a little bit of combination of the two. So on the southern end, you have a town called Conway, and all the way at the north, you have some train stations that train stops at, and that's kind of the area that I explored when I was there. I was up and down the road countless of times, getting picture after picture and videos with my drone, and hiking and just doing a whole bunch of fun stuff. And it's a full day of opportunities and adventures that you can go and explore. So a little note about Crawford Notch is that there's a train that runs through it, and you've probably seen pictures of the train before. So last year I ventured there because it was one of the places on my bucket list, and I was able to get this shot, as well as this video. Now, this video was absolutely insane. I was waiting around for the train after I was already up to get the picture, so I got the picture first, went back down, and was waiting for the train to turn around and come back the other way with my DJI Air 2. It's a better, beefier drone than my Mini, but I already used some video earlier in the day because I went to Artist's Bluff the same day. So when I thought I heard the train, I put my drone up, but no train ever showed up. I wasted 2 whole batteries just waiting for the train, and I didn't know what the hell to do. I was defeated, and walking back to my car, I heard the train horn blare, and I rushed. I got into my bag, I took out my Mini, put it up in the air, and prayed. This was the resulting shot. I gunned it all the way to the bridge, was able to get this shot, somehow got my settings correct, and as soon as this video ended, my drone lost connection, and I needed to hop back in my car, hold my remote out the window as I sped down the road to try to find where this drone was. I completely lost connection, so my screen was black. I was able to find it, I landed it in the road, drove off, and that's the story of that. So how do you get this train picture? This is a thing that I haven't seen discussed online anywhere, because I guess people want to just keep it secret, but I'll share it because, in all honesty, I think that this train shot is only going to be possible for maybe this year, because last year there was some pretty tight security. Last year, a photographer who I follow, I won't out their name or their Instagram handle, but they unfortunately fell from where all the photographers were, and I believe they broke their foot or their leg or something like that, and the train needed to stop. They got onto the train. Luckily, they're okay, but it's a spot that's very dangerous to get up onto. It's very easy to fall. I actually went up the long way and just pushed my way through the trees. But when you're there, it's just a mountain that they blew out for the train to get through. So there's no steps or ladder or anything like that. It's just photographers helping other photographers up and down this mountain. So you won't be able to find any information about what time the train kind of gets to that location. But if I'm remembering correctly, the train departs at 11:30 and then gets back at around 4:30. So it's a 4-hour trip up and back. If you want to get the train going north across Willie's Brook Bridge, that's the name of the bridge that everybody takes pictures at, you're going to want to be there for the train at 1:30. I got this video and the timestamp is about 1:30. I would suggest getting there at least a half an hour, more like an hour, hour and a half beforehand, because it gets busy there. So get there at 1:30 if you want to get the train going northbound. If you want the more scenic option, getting the locomotive going southbound, that train will go over the bridge at 3:00 p.m. So again, if you want to hang around after the 1:30, you can. It gets cold, so make sure you bring water, food, plenty of insulation, lots of jackets, because it's not very forgiving up on top of the mountain. But if you want, get there, like I said, at least 30 minutes beforehand. You will see people who will get there for that 1:30 window leave. And so there's significantly less people there for the 3:00 window compared to the 1:30, because everybody's confused as to which way the train's coming from. So they're like, oh, okay, I got my picture, let me leave. I was one of those people. I regret it, but I'm going to be there this year, so maybe you'll see me there. I don't know. So that is Crawford's Notch State Park. for the most part. I suggest driving around, spending a whole day there because it's absolutely amazing. There's a gas station up on the north end of the road up there where you can buy snacks and drinks and get gas. And there's also some other places up there that I'm going to be touching on in another video. So finally, number 5. This is a place that I haven't seen anybody post about except me, really. And the reason why I found out about this place is on my drive into New Hampshire. So I was driving up from the south, up to Conway, which is north, and I just happened to pass by this super picturesque place, and I was like, whoa, what was that? I turned around and I was like, holy hell, I need to go back here. I almost missed my window, and on my way out, I just happened to drive past it, and I was like, oh my god, that's the place. Did a U-turn in the road, came back, and got this picture. That picture has been my computer's background for the better part of a year now, and this place is called the Mount Chikora Overlook. So Mount Chikora is a relatively under-the-radar mountain just because of Mount Washington being so famous around there, but Mount Chikora is also very tall and actually bald at the top, which I personally like. It gives you a little bit of like a western United States kind of feel. So I'll put the coordinates up on the screen right here. So you'll be able to go right to the location. I'll also leave a link to it down in the description because it's not really a place that a lot of people go to. It's a small parking lot with a barn on the left-hand side that overlooks this lake with Mount Chikora in the background. It is like you stepped into a painting. I've never seen anything like it before, and honestly, I need to spend a couple hours there and just eat lunch or something this year because it is so incredibly calm. If you go down the road a little bit more, there's a bridge that you can walk across and you can get a picture of just the mountain, but I personally like to go back up the hill to get the barn, and there's the little like stone wall type thing in like the parking lot area, and the trees kind of make a nice leading line to this mountain, and that you're greeted with its like size and the water. It just makes for a perfect picture in my opinion. So that was my list of the top 5 places that I would suggest going to on your fall adventure this year. I should have made this video a little bit sooner, but better late than never, and I hope that at least one of these spots will help you guys on your adventure to Vermont or New Hampshire this fall, or maybe sometime in the future. If you did enjoy this video, maybe drop it a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you guys in the next video.